Hello there and welcome to my farm. In today's video, guys, I'm going to be going over what you see right here in Ranger Green. This is the Axl Advanced micro harness for the Crye AVS. Now, I've had an AVS for quite a while, and sometimes you don't need that full-on harness, so you want to go ahead and kind of like slim it down. But if you are just wearing the plate bags by itself, especially this one right here, the rear plate bag, it kind of sucks. Mostly that is just because the cummerbund itself is actually looped into these molly fields on the back, and you will kind of feel that kind of like digging in. It's not very stable. With this micro harness here, not only does it alleviate the feeling of that cummerbund kind of digging into the small of your back, but it does give you, said, much more stability and definitely improved comfort. So stick around, so I'll go over this and let you guys know what I think about it. All right, so if this right here looks a little funky, that is because I stripped everything down and actually put two different style of cummerbunds like on here to show you guys. This here's the standard Crye AVS, your 3-band cummerbund, and over here this is the L4PC structural cummerbund, and it is 2 in the back. That's just to show you guys that whether it be a 2 or a 3-band, either one works out like on this. I will say that, so starting off for the price point on this thing, I think it retails for about what, 170. I did get this here on sale. Thanks to EOD Fish for letting me know about their Axl Advance's sale. So I think I got it for about 110, but I think that it is definitely well worth the price point. And I will say that the comfort that you get from it, and of course Axl Advanced makes some awesome stuff. I do use their structural shoulder pads on this plate carrier. Definitely well worth it. As far as what it really does, or at least as much as I've noticed it with me wearing it, just when you actually have your cummerbund closed and how this here kind of wraps around your body, it is far more stable once again than wearing this here by itself, or even comparatively to something your JPC 1.0, 2.0. So there's definitely a lot of benefit that you get from this. You do have to know exactly where to put it. So there's kind of a lot of trial and error going on. When I first put this right here on, I kind of followed the instructions on Axl Advance's YouTube video about how to attach it, and I had actually attached it to this top row here. What I was noticing that as soon as I put it on, the top of the micro harness here was really kind of digging in right into the bottom of my shoulder blades, to where it was actually annoying the crap out of me, and I was like, wow, this is a terrible product. So obviously I was like, oh, that's not going to work. I lowered it down one, and perfect. It works out really, really well. I will say that I would probably get either from Crye, Shaw, whoever, maybe Core, some additional pads to go right here, just so it'll be a little bit more flush with my back. But even without those, even this just right here, like I said, a huge improvement in comfort. When it comes down to why would I want something like this? Once again, said. You might get the Crye AVS, and so I know a lot of guys that they'll start kind of piecing it together. You end up getting the plate bags and a cummerbund first. But really with the harness, the larger harness, yes, it's super helpful if you are just absolutely kitted out, loaded up, especially if you're gonna be out there for long periods of time. Like me, personally, throughout my career, I spent most of that mounted, so I'm doing a lot of sitting. So I don't really need a plate carrier that's going to be able to hold all of that all that weight. And so something a little bit more streamlined and slimmed down really kind of helps out. But I think this here's a nice little mix between both worlds. So I said I am able to carry more weight with this than I would be without it. And really it's just said I think that it's comfortable enough for me to where if I was going to be deploying out again, if I hadn't retired, yeah, I would definitely take this right here for an entire 6, 7, 8 month, however long deployment, and know that this right here is going to do everything that I want it to do. All right, so this right here is the part of the micro harness that actually be facing the rear plate bag there. So as you guys can see, it's there are 2 of these tabs that are on here. And all you're doing is you're looping these 2 tabs through the molly that's on there, and then you're just kind of securing it with this shock cord that'll prevent it from going up and down. And then you've got the attachment points that are here. That's where that shock cord is going there in the middle, just like you would on a normal Crye JPC. So that'll prevent it from going left and right, but it also gives you just a little bit of stretch. So you do have just a little bit of stretch while you're actually wearing this. In order to attach any of like your cummerbunds, whether it be a 2 or a 3 band, so once again, you're just looping it through these attachment points. And then you have this right here. So here's part of like the kit that comes with the micro harness. And so you'll just loop this through here through the molly, and then you'll take the attachment points that are up here, loop it through like the next row, and that'll hold it in place. If I had a third one, this one right here would also be looped like through it. But with just the 2 band, said I just left it like this, and said I haven't had like any issues. It holds it very, very securely. But once again, probably the most important part, at least like, you know, for me, comfort wise, is that this the micro harness is kind of like sandwiching the cummerbunds straps like back here. So just having these right here kind of digging into your back really sucks. So when it is actually like, you know, on here, so I got that padding, I don't have to worry about that. So holds it very secure. It's actually really easy to adjust. I will say, since this here is like, you know, tubes compatible. For like the tube, you really got to make sure that you got it like in the right spots, because as you are attaching this stuff like right here, I think I had it like back like 1. And this right here was able to actually hold with like my core performance, the ice flask like inside it. Once I took that ice flask out though, it was a little like loose, and of course with tubes it's a little bit harder to go ahead like and adjust. So when I took that like out, I had to go ahead and actually move this right here like over and tighten it up just a little bit. So said it's like it still works, but just make sure that when you are trying to size your plate carrier to you, if you are, you know, carrying like, you know, if you get it sized and you don't have like a radio on, and like, here fits like great, then you go to put it on, you put your radio in, and suddenly you don't have like enough room. I always say, you know, make sure that you are sizing whatever's going to be on the inside of your cummerbund. If you guys are running, say, either ice flask, radios, like what have you, make sure that you actually have all that stuff like in while you're sizing it before you, you know, deploy, step out and exercise, you know, whatever. So that's really all I can really talk about this thing. I mean, it's not a lot. It's a very simple like design, but the benefits are certainly like, you know, they're like for it. So I would highly recommend this right here for the AVS. I know that they make the micro harness for a few of the other plate carriers. Don't know about those. I can't really give you anything like on that. But once again, that for the Crye AVS, this right here, solid win. So if you guys got any questions about this, want to see something more, let me know. Shoot me a message. I'm always here for you guys. Later, y'all.